And we're about to get underway with action here in the Holden Cup from McDonald Jones Stadium. Impressive kickoff, a spiralling one that was difficult, and Johns did a good job to take it. Now Puliavea straight into this massive forward pack that Souths have. And eventually they pull him down on the 10-metre line. Starling comes back to the same side. McIntyre, interesting player in himself, last year played in the local grand final here in the Newcastle Rugby League on the wing. His first chance this year to play in the back row, and he's pulling out some big numbers. Now King has the ball, centre field. Right, set up to the left. Looking to play a little bit of footy. Ball turned inside. Once again, you see the impact. It's Puliavea with the second touch in the first set of 6. Starling at a dummy half with the one marker. Just trying to work that middle third over in this first set straight away. And the fifth tackle, the Knights will be pleased to get a good kick on the end of it. John's got some good kick pressure there. In the end, it bounced into touch. Straight away, you can see the kick pressure coming down.
Yeah, it was a good defensive set by the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and we mentioned those 50 missed tackles that they did have last week. You're just never going to give yourself a chance to win football games missing that many tackles, but they were quite good in that first set of 6, and there's the enthusiasm. The kick pressure at Johns just made him skew the kick. It was a completed set for the Newcastle Knights, but probably not where they wanted to be after the first set.
We spoke about this a lot last week in commentary. He's a bit bigger than his father, Matty.
Most definitely, he can defend too. We've seen that on show already throughout the early parts of this competition.
Here's the South Sydney Rabbitohs with their first opportunity with the football. And it's Puliavea with a good start to the set. Hoskins in the background, a little bit of trouble for the Knights defensively, so they're a bit short. And here's Johns with that defence that you spoke about, Nathan. Needed to come in and shut it down. Rabbitohs on the attack. First time down the Knights end, and here's a big charge by the front row, Fuimaano. Got a quick play the ball too, so they're on the front foot, the Rabbitohs. They're just working that far right corridor. Fifth tackle looking for an attacking kick. Leddy moves the ball, they moved it quickly to Dowie, who brought the defence up with a kick in behind. Here's a chance for the Rabbitohs, it's off some legs in the in goal. The Knights are happy to let it run dead, and Cooker Smith showed some good patience there. Bit of enterprise from the Bunnies.
There was a good little option by the Rabbitohs, deciding to shift the ball as we see a quick restart, getting up over the 30 there for the Knights. But what the little shift on play 6 did was brought up the defence, as you mentioned, Frank, just allowed the kick in behind. Bit of pressure on Cooper at the back. Unfortunately, they didn't come up with the repeat set that they were looking for.
Hosking looks to recover, but he's put the ball back, and Starling has now turned it over. So Knights a little anxious there. Starling took a bit of a bump before it. Maybe just the judgment might not have been right there. He just unfortunately couldn't get the pass to Starling.
He was one of their really good performers too last week, was Hosking. He just got such good leg speed in and around the ruck, and find that little gap in behind the markers and the A defender. Not the best start for the young fella coming up with a mistake there, but it gives the South Sydney Rabbitohs a great opportunity to strike first blood in this one.
Here's one against the head. Starling has done the old hooker and got his legs in behind and able to win one against the feed. It's been a while since we've seen that, Nathan Fiend.
What is this, the 80s?
The Knights now have the opportunity. That'll be played back on the replays this week, that's for sure. Knights are centre field, 45 metres out. Here's Starling. He's the dictator out there. He's the go-to for them. And it's dark across the back of the ruck. Can the Knights be the first to score? Johns to Cooper. That combination is key for the Knights. Good defence by the Bunnies. They numbered up well. A really slow play the ball, meaning the Knights have lost all the momentum. Johns are trying to move it after that slow play the ball. Makes it difficult. And Hosking again has to dive on the loose ball. Fifth tackle. Johns is on the short side, wanted it. Pass was slightly behind him. He moves it to the winger, who kicks back infield. The centre field chase not quite good enough by the Knights. Had they been able to get on their bike a little earlier, I think they could have trapped them in the in goal.
It was a kick against the grain, wasn't it? And I think there was an opportunity. If they were aware, the Newcastle Knights through that middle third, they could have got up just that little bit harder. Having said that, though, this is exactly where you want the Rabbitohs working off their own try line, exactly where you want to start your set defensively.
And that's what the Knights are doing there. Good line speed up into the Rabbitohs. Who haven't even made it to the 30 yet. Now they move it. They're going to kick their way out of trouble. Good purchase on it. Once again, good pressure from McIntyre on the kicker. Big kick, though. It's going to actually run dead. Very strong kick from the Rabbitohs. You're under enormous pressure.
Just looking at the breeze too there, Frankie, and he's kicked that into the wind. Just swirling a little bit, the breeze down there. Geez, he got some good purchase on it, didn't he?
Sure did, and speaking of purchase, Nathan Gibbs just got some good purchase hit on him by the big Rabbitohs forwards. Now the Knights on play 2. Starling keeps going on that same side, trying to work, shift the big forwards from Souths around a little bit. Now they come back centre field. Todd Lowry seems to want to move them around a bit with some interchange of passing. King finally makes it over the halfway line. Here's Dark with a beautiful ball to Puliavea, but he wasn't able to hold it. And now the Bunnies will have an opportunity with the ball. So Connor out the back. Now it's the Rabbitohs' turn with the ball. Both sides turning over a lot of football early and some handling errors. Back down the short side once again. Aroti with the ball. Centre field now. Winger in. We love to see the winger in with Sheik Wise. Takes it centre field for the Rabbitohs. Now the big boppers roll their sleeves up. Here's a good run. A big don't argue on one of the Knights. That's a much better go forward by the Rabbitohs in the front rower in Saunders. That allows them to get some space in behind the ruck. The Knights are desperate in defence. On the 5th tackle, the Rabbitohs on attack. Little kick from the front rower. Not the option that you want as a coach, but showed he has some skills.
Yeah, definitely the lead-up was great by the South Sydney Rabbitohs there. Some real hard, determined running from their big men, able them to get on the front foot and really put the Newcastle Knights defence under pressure. We see the kick go way too deep there. Both sides just a little bit nervous at the moment, just watching their footing. And Frankie, you picked it up before, just those little change of angles just in and around the ruck by the Newcastle Knights. I think that's definitely been a game plan that's going to be thrown out here by Coach Todd Lowry just to move this South Sydney Rabbitohs forward pack around. Starling now out of dummy half.
He's dangerous, Starling. A little tip on play to the outside. Now there's some space for the Knights, and McIntyre. Inside is Cooper, who was looming. He just needed the fullback to be drawn a little bit better. Still thinking of offloading as well. So much speed, Cooper. Knights are still on the attack. The opportunity was off to the left, but they've come to the right. Gibbs with the football. Got the winger to come in, just couldn't link up with his winger. Close to the sideline. In the end, he stays in, but he's messed up to play the ball. Just come off his foot there, and an opportunity missed by the Knights.
Yeah, unfortunate there, just coming up with an error in the play the ball, but it was a nice little break, wasn't it? Instigated by that man, Tom Starling, who jumped out of dummy half. Little change of angles, got the quick play the ball, and Tom Starling just skipped overs. Great fend there from McIntyre. I just thought he passed just a little bit early. Cooper backing up on the inside. If McIntyre was able to get into O'Connor, the fullback for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, it would have allowed Cooper to go under the post untouched. Just sort of panicked a little bit when he found himself in open space. And, well, you know how to do this, Coops. Off you go.
I think he might have got to him a little early. He loomed up a bit too quick. Now it's the Rabbitohs once again working it off their own line. Good exchanges early by these two in the centre third of the field, both teams. Plenty of touches for Puliavea, who gets his opportunity to start. Now his other big bruised brother in Josh Saunders. You can see already a couple of these bunnies are blowing, so the Knights' defence has started to move them around. Here's a good play the ball. The bunnies will play off the back. Here's the Rabbitohs through the hooker. Good run there by Phoenix Hunt. He too will look for a quick play the ball. Knights did a good job for Johns to slow it down. Little chip kick over the top by Dowie. He's going to run dead again. No doubt Ryan Carr will want better last tackle options with their kicking.
Yeah, most definitely. And it must be a little bit hard, even though we've had a lot of rain here in Newcastle over the last week. Still a very fast track, isn't it? All of those kicks late in the tackle camp from the South Sydney Rabbitohs have ran on, and on a few occasions they've gone dead. Just releases all the pressure on the Newcastle Knights. I think Ryan Carr, as you mentioned, Frank, will really want that kicking game to be fixed up.
And here's a penalty. This will relieve some pressure here for the Newcastle Knights. As Nathan said a few times, that breeze is a bit of a factor. We might get down to the sideline and see from Emma Lawrence just how strong that breeze is.
It is incredibly windy. You can just see the flag on the screen there. It's very blowy down here, and I guess that's definitely playing a part with a few of those balls going dead. And still, the pitch is quite wet because, as Nathan mentioned, we've had a lot of rain over the last week, and over the last 24 hours in particular, it's the most rain that Newcastle has had all month.
Yeah, it sure is blowy down there. And now the Knights trying to get some field position because they are against that breeze that Emma is speaking about. This time they're in good field position, 35 metres out. Puliavea with the ball. Good defence by the Rabbitohs, cut him down through Butler. Now they're centre field, set up on both sides. King out to Loffrey, who tried to link up with Hosking, but just couldn't quite get the ball to him. Johns is screaming for the ball. Centre field, Starling now. Short ball to King. And the big front rower trying to get a try again. He got one last week. He'd like another one this week. Johns has the ball now. Decides to run it to Cooper. They got numbers out wide. Here's a chance for the Knights. On some aerial as well. Cooker Smith it is. The referee is going to point to the spot. Joining in these wingers who love to get aerial for tries. That was outstanding.
Outstanding, all right, Frankie. How good are the wingers these days? Right from the NYC right through to the NRL. But lovely last tackle option here. Cooper seeing the unmarked man in Cooker Smith out on that right-hand edge. But, geez, he had some work to do. The defence from the South Sydney Rabbitohs was coming. But he just got airborne. Look at this. Outstanding there. The Knights get the first points of this one. They're going to go from the front here this afternoon. Exactly what Todd Lowry would have wanted after that slow start last week versus the Gold Coast Titans.
Do these wingers practice this?
I think they have to. They can't be that good. Just the aerobatic athleticism of some of these wingers. Actually, all the players these days, you have a look right across the park and there's some tremendous athletes.
We've seen it with Big Bill Kickout the other night on debut for the Panthers. His dive into the end goal was some super stuff as well. Good vision there by the goal kicker, Matt Cooper. Seen that the numbers are up, the winger was in, had the vision to get the ball to him, and he did the rest. Cooper taking over the kicking because Kanoa Gudgeon out of this game, who has been kicking plenty of goals for the Newcastle Knights. A tough assignment to start. Right out on the sideline. Breeze to deal with. He struck it well. The breeze, he probably put it in the right spot. You would have thought the breeze would have brought it back, but it didn't do that. We'll go sideline now to Emma Lawrence.
I think Cooker Smith must have been spending some time with Nathan Ross during the week because that looked exactly like what Nathan Ross produces. I tell you, the crowd, it's actually a pretty good crowd for this time of the morning, and they got to their feet when they saw that, so they were very impressed. But as you mentioned, an incredible start for Newcastle, given that at halftime last week they were down 28-0. So definitely Todd Lowry probably got in their ear to say this week they have to have a better start.
Interesting kickoff from the Bunnies. It went very high and very dangerous into the air. They're able to come up with the football, and then they get a penalty on the back of it. What about that kickoff, Nathan?
It was swirling around into the wind, wasn't it? One of those spiral ones, really hard to take as we see the Rabbitohs get on with things.
Here's Fuyamono now with the football. Good opportunity for the Rabbitohs to bounce back. Wrestling in the ruck with Davies. Now they move the ball quickly to the left-hand side. Centering Hiroti. Good battle out there with Gibbs. He plays it 10 metres out. All the Bunnies are to the open side of the field. And Butler goes forward with the football. Gets close to the line. And the Knights are finally bringing down only a metre out. They're set up deep to the right, the Bunnies. Goes backwards to find his halfback. Now there's some space on the edge, and the Rabbitohs have skinned the Knights on the outside. It'll be Dylan O'Connor. They set him up, they took the numbers around the ruck, and then they moved it out the back so quick. And it all started with this kickoff to get the ball back.
Yeah, they got the ball back after letting the Newcastle Knights get first points. Look at that, just spiralling. One of those real tough ones that just hang up in the wind. The enthusiasm there from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, able to get the ball back. Then just a little simple shift out to this right-hand edge. Left-hand edge is what we spoke about pre-game, that they had their issues last week, Andrews and Musgrove, and it looks like it's continued again. They just got shorter numbers. Everyone doing the right thing out for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, just running back to inside shoulders, and that allowed O'Connor just to get on the outside of Musgrove there, and he wasn't able to foot it with him once he got on the outside. Andrews didn't come in. Great hit back by the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
You're spot on there. I think they need to get that left edge sorted. I think the winger either needs to come with him or both of them stay in the same spot. There's no doubt he's leaving Musgrave a little bit stranded there and had the same issue last week with Brownbill doing a real job on them. Bunnies bounce back, and here's an opportunity to level up this, to go in front for the first time. First conversion missed by the Newcastle Knights. Dowie has the ball placed. He too will have a little bit of breeze to work with. You can imagine it'll come across the face of it. He started in the same spot, and once again, it's pretty much held its line with a late curve. The scores will remain 4-all. We've got an exciting game on our hands here, Emma Lawrence.
We certainly do, and Adam Dewey, not the best kick from him, but they do have massive raps on him. He is an Australian schoolboy rugby union junior. He did play SG ball with Balmain, then he didn't play 20s because he played union for his school side, St Pat Strathfield, but South poached him, and he's been going well so far this season, even though Souths have lost their opening 2 games.
Some big, tall boys, some youngsters that got some height about them. Oh, they've turned the football over here, the Bunnies. These errors are really hurting both teams.
Yeah, after points as well, is showing everyone what not to do after scoring points. On that occasion, it was Josh Saunders who started this game particularly well with some of his charges. Just trying to play the ball a little bit too quick there. Newcastle Knights players all congratulating each other, led by Cameron King, their big front rower. Great opportunity for the Knights to strike right back and mount some pressure down this end of the field.
Wide from this scrum, the Knights. Jack Johns and Cooper standing right out off the scrum to try and pull the defenders out. Johns goes forward, beats the first defender as well. You'll often see that with Jack Johns. He's able to beat that first defender. Now Puliavea sets him up midfield. Bunny's defence is equal to it. He had the arm free, nearly actually pivoting it. And with that arm free there, it just attracted a bit of attention from the Bunnies. And the Rabbitohs went in there and made an indiscretion around the ruck. The Knights will get a penalty in front. They're going to charge on with Davies. Oh, there's some solid defence from Davies, the 2 front rowers. Met him 3 metres out, he plays it. Puliavea with a wraparound to Starling, on to King. Once again, just trying to keep the centre third defence honest, the Knights, and then they spread it later. And here they go with Johns to McIntyre. McIntyre trying to skip to the outside. Dubby was good in defence. Back centre field, Starling, dummies. He's dangerous, the little pocket rocket. Flicks to Johns, back to McIntyre. And as he caught it, McIntyre, Hiroti was on top of him. Now they've got a quick play the ball. Johns wants to move it, takes them on as well. He's already got 2 tries so far this year. It might be 3. Jack Johns has reached out and put the Knights back in front. Geez, dangerous with the football, Nathan.
He's got some great footwork, doesn't he? And then the strength on the back of it after collision. Keep
relate to that. I'll tell you what they're very good at, the Knights. They're good at penalising oppositions or making oppositions pay when they get a penalty. That's their 8th try this season from a penalty, and they lead the comp. So they make them pay. Just need to make sure that they hold the ball at their own end. Super work by Jack Johns. Here's Cooper with the ball placed. And he's able to sneak it just inside that upright. Adds the extra 2 points. There wasn't a lot on there, Emma Lawrence. He made the most of it, Jack Johns.
He certainly did. There's no sign of Maddie in the crowd today. He was here last week and spent most of his time on his phone, actually, but I wonder if he's watching the coverage today. How good is that to see Jack Johns, 3 tries in 3 weeks? He grew up in Manly. He wasn't able to get a contract with them, so I wonder if Manly have been watching over the last few weeks and thinking, gee, I wish we didn't let this boy go.
Here's the short kickoff once again. This time the breeze really got behind it. Puliavea had to come in over the top of the little fella Starling, and the Bunnies have nearly pushed him back into the in-goal. The breeze has got stronger once again.
Dewey has mastered that kickoff, hasn't he? That was outstanding.
And now they're rolling the sleeves up in defence. The referee saved the Knights from being caught in the in-goal, calling held. But Cooper out of dummy half. He too is met with solid defence. The Bunnies are up for it. Knights are still only 3 metres out after 3 tackles. Now Starling might be in some trouble too. If they pick him up, they jam him backwards. Great defence here by the Rabbitohs. This time was the skipper in Graham. Well, the Knights have turned the ball over as well. Reward for great defence by the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, another great reward, as you mentioned, Frankie. That was outstanding line speed. Look at this kickoff again, Dewey. Proving it wasn't a fluke, just hanging it up, and it just took off at the last minute and left Starling with no chance. But just that line speed and aggression from the South Sydney Rabbitohs forces the error. Get an opportunity here to strike back again, Frankie.
Rabbitohs it was, who's had some really good contact. Now the Bunnies get the opportunity. Can they bounce back?
Yep.
On the attack through Dewey. Johns, great defence, 5'8" on 5'8". They cut him in half. I think he felt every bit of that. He's a great defender, Jack Johns. We've seen that already. Some more solid stuff by the Knights. So Rabbitohs on the attack, only a couple of metres out. Big set up to the right-hand side. Short ball by Hunt. He's dangerous out of dummy half. Cameron Smith like running backwards to link up on the outside.
Don't spin, Tom. You've got to get off where you are.
Tommy Starling there, just penalised for spinning on top of the play the ball to try and slow it down.
Yeah, we saw the South Sydney Rabbitohs not be able to defend a second set of 6 on their own try line down the other end. Let's see if the Knights can hold strong here.
Fuimaono's got the football, a couple of metres out. They're set up deep to the right-hand side. This time they turn it back inside. And it's Rabbitohs. Just pulling into defenders for the Knights. This time they'll move it wide. And they do that. This is where they had some success last time. Out the back, there was an opportunity. The Knights' defence was good on the lead runner.
Got to go right.
Yeah, if they played out the back, they would have had some numbers. They're still skinny out there, Knights defensively. They come centre field. And now it's Hamlin on the field. He's able to beat the first defender in Hosking. Still going. He might even be over the line. Tommy Starling stole it, so it'll be a penalty.
Short of the line, stripped out. He was not over it. I'll come through with Darren.
So referee saying he was short of the line. So it's going to be a penalty. A strong run there by Hamlin's first touch.
Yeah, they've been good, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I like the variation there from Phoenix Hunt at the dummy half position, just changing it up, keeping the Newcastle defence very honest. They had numbers out on that right-hand edge. Let's see what they can do in this set of 6.
Can the Knights hold their own line and defend? Can the Bunnies come up with a try? They've moved, they've got space to the left-hand side. Surely they'll score, and it is the winger in Shiak Wise. Well, they put plenty of pressure on the middle third, then they moved it well to the left-hand side and come up with the try with the Knights short on numbers.
It all just looked a little bit too easy in the end, didn't it, Frankie? But once again, on the back of those errors, the penalties, the discipline from the Newcastle Knights inside their own 20, just putting themselves under pressure. Little skip out there, just held up the defensive line of the Newcastle Knights and was able to give Wise enough room to get to the try line. But once again, just that discipline. Penalties on their own try line. We see it a lot in the NYC, don't we? Just sides not being able to defend set after set. The Broncos the other night versus the Melbourne Storm was so impressive of that for most of that game. Melbourne stole it late, but just set after set, defending their try line with just guys showing up. And you think they're out and on their feet, they just keep getting there, making the plays.
Yeah, and completing sets of 6 after points. We mention it each week, how important it is from a coaching perspective. And this is a tough kick to see if he can level up the scoreboard. Right out as far as you could on the sideline. Taken a long way back as well. It's be 26 metres from the try line as well. There'll be some breeze to assist. And Mdowie has the ball placed. Picture of concentration. Wound it back. He bent it back into the breeze then, so it was a great kick from the sideline. The ball game is 10-all. And we've got a real good close challenge on here.
10-10. 15 minutes before half-time.
Every time we get down there, 3 in a row, okay? Take the tip. Take the tip, Tom.
Now, Tom Starling getting a tip off the referee to say, just go and steady around the ruck. Speaking of hookers, Phoenix Hunt's getting a lot of attention from the Knights defenders, and he's creative out of that dummy half position. He's gambling with the football. South will be looking to complete this set of 6. Strong breeze at their back that Emma Lawrence has been speaking of. There we go. That is the curse. Commentator's curse is right on him.
Hamlin, the man on that occasion for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, just coming up with the error. But like the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the last set of 6 after points, they just lifted the intensity. The physicality of the Newcastle Knights was there.
Emma Lawrence, here's a chance for the Newcastle Knights to be the next to bounce back.
They've got a perfect chance. I was just thinking, how good is it? Look what Souths can do when they can actually hold on to the ball. And I know their coaching staff during the week were on at them about just holding on to the ball. Although they did miss a fair few tackles over the last few weeks, apparently their ball handling was woeful. And again, we can see that it's becoming a little bit of an issue.
It sure is. Their defence has been good when they've actually got a hold of the player. It's been nice and strong. Now the Knights have the football. Flick pass here by Andrews. Starling wants some runners. He wants some people to dummy to. This time he picks up Puliavea, the big front rower. He too trimmed down a lot in the off-season. He came back 6 or 7 kilos lighter than when he finished last year. Here's a chance tonight. Loffrey with a beautiful ball to Hosking. The Knights have got him on the left-hand side if they can move the ball quickly there. But the Bunnies adjusted now on the attack. The Knights have got the ball back to Loffrey. The booming game in round 1. Able to nearly beat the defenders. He's dragged down only a couple of metres out. Knights go to Johns. On to Starling, who's moved 2 off the ruck. They've turned the footy over here, the Knights, and it was McIntyre. Pretty tough carry at the line. The defence was good from the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, especially in these conditions, Frankie, just a little bit greasy at the line, in contact. Not always easy to hold on to those ones. Wouldn't mind them just seeing a little bit of change of angles. They did it so well throughout the opening 20, where they just dropped those guys like McIntyre back against the grain, back through the middle. That really put the South Sydney Rabbitohs middle third under a bit of pressure, which in turn brings Tom Starling into the game. We see him there standing out at the 5'8" position. I love it when he's in at dummy half, getting out, creating from that spot.
Newcastle completions very low. 5 from 11 as we see some of the supporters in the crowd getting in nice and early here at McDonald Jones Stadium. Rabbitohs be keen to get out of their own end. One of the Knights come in for a big hit. Might have been Dawson who's on the field. Just ricocheted slightly off it, I think, luckily enough for Campbell Graham. Didn't worry the big centre. Rabbitohs centre field through Sam Johnson on the field. He's slammed down by a couple of Knights defenders. Kick here by the Rabbitohs. Not one of the better kicks, because it was straight down the throat of the fullback in Matt Cooper. The defensive line in kick chase was quite good.
It was the right idea, though, by the South Sydney Rabbitohs after a few errors. They just needed to complete a set. As we see the Newcastle Knights come up with their own error, Rabbitohs back on the attack.
That battle out there with Braden Musgrave up against Campbell Graham. Graham got him in a nice shot then and turned the football over. Now the Bunnies have the good field position. Knights defensively are strong. Eventually throw him on the ground. It's Willing in there amongst the forwards. This time it's Kolo Matangi on the field. Hunt skipping across field. Got some space for the Bunnies as well at the back. And here's the winger again. Oh, they're going to call it an obstruction. Said that lead runner, they caught the ball on the inside of the lead runner, I imagine the referee has deemed that.
Not how I've seen it.
Here's the replay. Hunt again, just drifting across the field. He's been good out of that position. Just squaring up. Yeah, just a bit of contact there, I think.
Yeah, I think there was 2 issues there, Nate. The contact on the lead runner, but also the ball caught on the inside of that second man play at the back. Pretty clear indicators these days on what is an obstruction.
They've got one right.
Yes, it's been a challenging part of our game, no doubt about that. Seeing both coaches use the interchange now. Puliavea playing big minutes for Coach Todd Lowry. Here's Dawson. We've seen him in defence, now we see him in attack. Thought about the offload, put it under his jumper. Todd Lowry be happy about that one. Loffrey went to get the ball onto Hosking. He got cut in half by a great tackle. Tavali. He's lucky, Tavali. The Knights player wasn't lucky. Now it's 5th tackle. The Knights have got the football. Johns wants to put some pressure up into this breeze. We're seeing the strength of it. I'll tell you, it was in the AFL, it would have been a great goal, but that's still rising as it got to Swansea, unfortunately, for Jack.
Yeah, not the best kick there, but it's a completed set. So if we look at the positives out of that from the Newcastle Knights, they're down the right end of the field. The Rabbitohs now will have to work it out of their own end. They're very bunched as well at the moment, Frank. The Rabbitohs maybe just feeling that pressure that the Newcastle Knights put on them in that first 20 minutes where they made that middle third really work hard.
You can see why the raps are on this young fellow, Campbell Graham. 197 centimetres, he's big and strong and still growing. And on the back of that good run, they're able to put some more dints into the Knights' defence, and it's Rabbitohs this time. They're rolling down the middle, they're fighting for the football. Phoenix Hunt playing more of a runner than a dummy half, with the halfback in Leddy going into dummy half. Now Sam Johnson centre field. They're set up on both sides, the Rabbits. They're in good field position. 18 metres out, centre field. Hunt now, away to Leddy. At the back, here's a chance for the big back row. He beats the Knights defender in Musgrave. Can he get the ball down in Tavali? Lucky can't quite get it down. Good setup there by the Rabbitohs.
Back, we're now on tackle 5.
Straight back at that defensive edge for the Newcastle Knights that struggled last week in a few occasions here today. Just brute strength, but the urgency of the Newcastle Knights. Cooper, Loffrey and Andrews cleaning things up.
5th tackle for the Rabbitohs. They're going to get caught with the football. Or are they? Adam Doey's going to score! I thought they were going to get caught with the footy. All options had been shut down, but the big 5'8" in Adam Doey backed himself and got over the try line.
Very similar to the Johns try down the other end of the field, wasn't it? They had it all covered too, but just back on the inside, they just switched off. The pressure come. Hoskins made good contact, but he just kept the legs pumping. Doey, didn't he? And gets his side a well-earned try.
Poor old Braden Musgrave. He's having a tough couple of weeks. Done on that inside shoulder then, and then that dropped off that tackle there. Needing to just keep his feet a little bit. But geez, a big, strong 5'8". Both 5'8s today, Johns and also Doey, big lads.
And both didn't really have rights to score their tries, did they? They just showed that determination that comes with the young players these days, the confidence, footwork, the skills. But that will really disappoint Todd Lowry after doing so well the play before the Newcastle Knights, it must be said, to scramble and get underneath the South Sydney Rabbitohs player who was diving for the line, and then on the last tackle, one play to make, they give up an easy one.
He's taking plenty of time with the kick here, Adam Doey. I think you touched on it before. Both teams, and particularly the Rabbitohs, really feeling the pinch, and had lots of touches and lots of defence to do. Important kick. Up to go a converted try in front if he can land it. We've seen last time he bent it back against the normal right to left. See which way he goes this time. This time it's pretty much straight over the dot. And he adds the extra 2 points, and the Bunnies go to a lead by 16 points to 10. The try scorer, Lucky Tavali. Emma, you know a little bit about this fella.
Well, yes, he almost got over just before Adam Doey did, but he's got a great story. He's basically been around the world in order to get where he is. He was born in Samoa. Then he moved to New Zealand. His grandfather took he and 2 of his brothers to New Zealand to have a better life. They then moved to Brisbane. His grandparents raised him, and he's since come down to South Sydney. So literally quite a journey to get to where he is, and they have massive raps for him. He's a big boy, 105 kilos, and certainly doing some damage.
Well done, Emma Lawrence. It's a very interesting story. Great to see some reward for some real effort by the family. And he can play some footy as well. Now can the Bunnies complete this set of 6 after points?
Off the ball! Hold!
Aroti plays at 40 metres out. Geez, busy at a dummy half, Phoenix Hunt. Making sure those markers are kept honest.
Go back, play on the mark.
Stepped over the mark a little bit there, Tarquin Butler.
Hold. Go 4.
Maybe the next run's a bit tougher for the front rows.
16 out! Last tackle!
This time it's Rabbitohs.
Go 5.
5th tackle. Doey the try scorer. This time he gets a bit of air in it. I don't think it's going to worry Matt Cooper, though, because that breeze actually took the ball further downfield. And in the end, it was a pretty elementary take for him.
Hold, go, 1.
Knights now the ones coming off their own line. It's a winger in for Dean Cooker-Smith. He's seen scorer. Amazing try. Aerial abatic. Aerobic work for him there. Gibbs plays the ball. McIntyre goes centre field.
12 off the arm. Hold here.
can hear the referee just trying to clean up that ruck there. And he was getting a bit agitated with what was happening around the ruck and also how quickly they were jumping out. You can almost feel that penalty coming.
Yeah, you definitely could, and he was spot on again. Phoenix Hunt, the man, penalised just in front of the referee inside the 10. The Knights,
Thanks, Temo.
another opportunity with a back-to-back set inside now the Rabbitohs half.
Here's McIntyre, former centre, outside back now playing in the back row. And the Knights be the next to score. Johns on the outside now to Dawson, and Dawson wrestling with the players, able to stay on his feet. So it's a pretty quick play the ball. Johns a short ball to McIntyre. McIntyre away to Cooper, and as he caught it, he was met by defenders. An opportunity there for the Knights. Some good footy, they just couldn't quite hold it there at the tackle. The tackle at the line was pretty tough.
Yeah, real shame there too. I love Matt Cooper out the back there. He come from behind the ruck, so the South Sydney Rabbitohs defence wouldn't have seen him till real late. And what it did, it just opened up the opportunity for McIntyre, because at the end, the Rabbitohs had to slide out, opened up the gap, but unfortunately couldn't get the pass back to Cooper.
Also seeing Tavita Esselai on the field for the first time for the Knights. He's a big bopper. There's some contact from Dawson. Esselai just getting used to the speed of it out there, the youngster. There's a Rabbitohs in the back. Good run here by Kolomatangi. Fifth tackle, Hunt will get the ball quickly away. And they've got some space on the edge, so they've decided to run it. O'Connor's the danger man. Here's the centre, flick pass. Couldn't quite find his winger. Until Camo. Geez, dangerous to centre Graham.
Yeah, he's looked good. Very dangerous. Little skip, fend, and then the flick. To Camo there, just getting in front
Play the ball.
of things, just getting a little excited. There was probably an opportunity there if he just held his line just a little bit. I guess in his defence he was looking for the kick, but once you decide to run the football, you've got to put yourself in a position to receive the pass, and unfortunately then it all broke down for the Rabbitohs. The Newcastle Knights survived and they rolled down the middle third of the field.
They'd love to be the next to score with 3 minutes to go till half-time. Always exciting time in the Holden Cup just before half-time. Here's Veseli. Vika, big and strong. Caboolture Jr., Deception Bay Raiders is where he hails from originally. Starling away to Davies. Davies plays it on the fifth. What do the Knights do? Kick for territory, or they put it up in the air. That's what the skipper in Starling's done. Put it up there and have a lottery. 5'8" did a good job to drop back. I think Heath Gibbs at one stage might have thought about a one-on-one steal. He didn't have great control of it, Adam Dowie. He did a good job in the end.
Just snuffed it out, didn't he? Tom Starling just kicking out a dummy half. We see another penalty there from the Newcastle Knights. Hand on the ball. Rabbitohs will get one last chance to add further points just before half-time.
Great kick here by Adam Dowie as well. He took every piece of advantage he could, and the Rabbitohs want to take a quick tap. Butler was steaming on it. They would have given it to him. It's a good run to beat the first defender. The Knights a bit strung out here defensively. A couple of minutes to go before half-time. Cooper up in the ruck there. I don't know if they've noticed that, the Rabbitohs. What do you do here, Nate? Do you take the 2 points and go 8 ahead?
Look, I would keep going. We've seen already today that it's really hard for these NYC teams to defend back-to-back sets, and they've had too much joy out on their right-hand side when they shift the ball. I'd be looking for Campbell Graham to get his hands on the football in this set of 6.
Here's Phoenix Hunt out of dummy half. Big and strong, and he'll score for them. You were right, Nathan Feen. It's going to be hard for the Knights to defend their try line once again. He's been dynamic for them out of there. Phoenix Hunt, quick play the ball. Too big, too strong.
I was just giving Campbell Graham a big rap, but this guy has been very impressive throughout the opening half of football. Just testing the Newcastle Knights defence in and around the ruck. He's drifted out on several occasions, creating havoc. And that's just rewards there. Able to slam the ball down and get his side now out to a 10-point lead with the kick to come right on the stroke of half-time.
Referee just going to have a chat here to Tom Starling.
Every time we get down here, especially early in the count, I'm seeing you guys going in to slow it down, all right? 5 against you, all down here. If you don't fix in the second half, you risk stronger action, all right?
Tommy Starling could hardly even hold his breath then to listen to the referee. There's certainly, I think he understands the penalty count, because that's why they've done so much defending. 5'8" Adam Dowie has the ball placed. Been very good at the back end of this first half, the Rabbitohs. A pretty fast haircut too that he's got set up there. We see lots of those in the Holden Cup. Strong breeze at his back. Hits it well, adds the extra 2 points. Half time it'll be South Sydney Rabbitohs convincing leaders by 22 points to 10 over the Newcastle Knights. They finished very strong. Yeah, no doubt about it. I think particularly Todd would have been speaking about that ball, looking after the ball, missed tackles, all of those key indicators for them need to be much better in the second half as Matt Cooper has the ball placed. Kicks it deep. Rabbitohs' first opportunity. It's Gabe Hamlin with the football. The Bunnies come centre field. Kolo Matangi. Keon plays the ball just short of the 30-metre line. Plenty of big bodies in this Rabbitohs lineup, including this man in Sam Johnson. Mountain of a young fella.
Hold, go 3.
Hunt's been the busy one in attack for the Rabbitohs. Beautiful low tackle there by Tommy Starling. Chopping the legs out from underneath Tavali. Johnson was doing again the Knights' defence very good through Dawson. Fifth tackle, first set of 6 in the second half, and the Bunnies were able to complete. You can see them putting up into this breeze to put some pressure on Cooper. Hamlin come through and put some pressure on him.
Great set of 6 there from the Rabbitohs, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, the Knights have started the second half a bit like the first, with Mitch Andrews knocking it on a dummy half.
Yeah, just one of those errors that has really hurt the Knights, especially in this half of the field. They've made a few throughout the first half, and that's not a really good start for the second half of play. The Rabbitohs, however, just no nonsense in that first set of 6. Good kick chase. Able to put the pressure on the Knights, and they get the first opportunity here in the second half.
Perfect field position to start from the scrum. They go to their skipper. Graham goes forward for them. Looks like they've got to set up towards the centre. Charge forward through the back row, and Tavali. Lucky plays it a couple of metres short. Knights need to hang on defensively here. It's a big gap if the Rabbitohs are the next to score. They've got big numbers to the outside. It's back inside. This time it's Hamlin. Desperate defence. Hunt had to go from dummy half. Must be close. Quick play the ball, but there was no one at dummy half. Referee saying that we did a debate there to see whether or not he was penalised for diving into the ruck. There was no dummy half, so he was entitled to do it, but he wasn't square.
It seemed an eternity as well after he played the ball, and I would have thought the Newcastle Knights have every right to get up, but more pressure coming for the Knights. Can they hold out this Rabbitohs side?
The blowtorch is certainly on them. He comes centre field. Leddy gets it away now to Tavali. Tavali chopped down, got a quick play the ball though, so it'll be the Bunnies on the attack. Kolo Matangi with the ball. He's almost in the in-goal. The Knights defenders have dropped off, but hang on to him. It was Vesalai in the end who stopped him. They're short out wide, the Knights, and the Bunnies are going to move it there quickly. They move it, they should have... Oh, and the fullback, unfortunately, for Ryan O'Connor. Might have had a little bo peep. Had him strung on the outside, though.
Yeah, definite opportunity again out on that left-hand edge for the Rabbitohs. All O'Connor had to do there was catch and pass, and it was a 3-on-2 opportunity where they just would have walked in down that left-hand edge. Unfortunately, the error relieves all the pressure on the Knights. We see Johns there before on the try line, just trying to inspire his teammates just to get up off the line defensively.
Hold it, hold, go.
And the ball is spewed out of that scrum. It's squirted out the back, and Starling had to go back and pick it up. Only a couple of metres from his try line. Knights under pressure early in this second half. Here's a good, brave carry by Mitch Andrews. And the Knights come centre field. This time it's Cooker Smith who turned the football over again by the Knights. And the Bunnies have got it.
Hold it, hold 12, hold. Go, stay there, Darren.
Real pressure on the Knights' defensive line. Graham Keane for the football. Dawson come out of the line like a sniper. Knocked him over 15 metres out. Kolo Matangi with the ball. Centre field. Here's Hunt. He'll be hard to stop from there, Hunt. He dropped the ball as he went for the line. Veseli was desperate in defence.
No advantage. Knock on South Sydney when he went to score. Short of the line. Knock on scrum here.
Referee describing everything that's happening. Then when they got the quick pay the ball through Kolo Matangi, I thought he's going to be hard to stop there, but the Knights' defence was desperate.
Yeah, they were, and they needed to be there. They had to come up with a stop. 2 times they've had the ball in this second half, and they've made errors on both occasions, just putting themselves under enormous pressure. They really needed to turn the Rabbitohs away then, and I thought for just a moment that Hunt was going to stroll through once again. The desperation, they would have really impressed Coach Todd Lowry on that occasion. They just need to complete a set of 6 and get the ball down the other end of the field at the moment. It's so important. It goes without saying, they've got to complete.
Absolutely they do. They need to get out of their own end. Good signs in desperation there. Can they get out of their own end? The breeze is at their back. It's swirling around and changing a bit. The flags aren't giving us a great indication at the moment because it is swirling around. Knights have decided to shift it off their own line, off a slow play the ball, meaning that Jack Johns was under pressure on the +2 pass. Now they go centre field. The big boppers rolling their sleeves up. John Dawson, who's had some big impact since he come off the interchange bench. And Keanu plays it 28 metres out. It's Veseli, the youngster on debut. All 125 kilos of him. Still going. And those big legs pumping. 5th tackle now for the Knights. They'd like to get a good kick on the end of this. Jack Johns has it.
Good on the right.
This time he goes up in the air and uses that breeze. Isolates the fullback. You can see the strength that breeze. Nearly blew it over his shoulder. Dylan O'Connor did a good job to bring it back.
And that's a tick for the Knights. They've completed their first set in this second half.
Lucky call there for the Rabbitohs. Rule to go backwards.
Thought they were unlucky there, definitely.
Now it's the Knights trying to get off the line in defence and put some pressure on. Davies leading that speed of the line. Flat pass there to Tavali. Good carry once again. Able to get over the halfway line. Now they go centre field. Winger in this time again. Taukamo, limited opportunities. Hardly seen him throughout the game. Just holds onto the ball on the 5th tackle. Dowie now under some kick pressure. Starling hit him hard. Cooper's under pressure too. Good work there by the Rabbitohs. They allowed him to take the football so they didn't get contact before he touched it, and they caught him as he caught the football.
Yeah, really smart there, Frankie, as you outlined. Just a really good kick chase. Didn't put themselves under pressure by competing for the football. Cooper had it covered, and they just waited for him to take it, and they immediately put pressure on him. The Knights really struggling to get out of their own end, but this will help.
This will help, absolutely. It'll help. I'm sure the Knights need this penalty. Emma Lawrence.
They certainly do. Todd Lowry had a clear message, as we heard at halftime. Just hold on to that ball. They only had a 50% completion rate at halftime. As for the Rabbitohs camp, they also want them to hold on to the ball. They really want to tire the Knights out, and they told the boys to be patient. They said the points probably won't come in this first 20 minutes of the second half. They said if you can keep that field position, then hopefully towards the back 20, that's when they'll really capitalise.
Well done, Emma Lawrence, giving us a comprehensive update from both coaches there. Now the Knights. There's a famous face there. Former Manly player for the Newcastle Knights, and Ben Rogers. Now they're centre field, the Knights. Here's an opportunity for Starling. He's scheming across field, couldn't pick up the runner. Ben Farrer, that is, my apologies, for the Newcastle Knights running the blue shirt. It's a great footy for Manly in his day. Now they go to the right-hand side. The Newcastle Knights need to strike back. Starling, a little kick out of dumb out. It comes off the legs of the Rabbitohs. Didn't play it, so McIntyre's got a job to do. Can he get it? This time it comes off the legs again. Still no 6 to go, and the Knights then knock the ball off.
No, he's ruled that the Rabbitohs defender has knocked it down. Another set of 6 coming for the Newcastle Knights as Loffrey goes centre field.
Now they get a chance. I thought they were going to have no luck there. Referee ruling 6 to go. Now the Knights, what have they got in attack? Jack Johns out the back to Cooper. Cooper ticked the ball to the outside. Musgrave, he nearly got there. Great defence. He thought about reaching out. Would have been a double movement. Great tackle by Graham. Hosking moves the ball to Jack Johns. He's dangerous this far out. We've already seen a couple of tries this year. Wants an offload. Knights need to push up there and support around the ball carry. Might have lost it there. They got away with it, I think, the Knights. Here's Dawson, big and strong. Can he get it down? He's held up. That is a brilliant performance there by the Rabbitohs defender. It's only a little fella too, the fullback.
Straight back.
Ryan O'Connor. That is a magnificent effort.
Dawson charging onto the football, but O'Connor had other ideas. The little man, the little fullback, just got underneath, got support. Ooh. There from Letty.
I wonder if the crocodile roll, he might have nearly got the ball down there as well. So Knights now on the attack. No try held up. Johns, short ball. This time the Bunnies defence knew that it was going to go to McIntyre. They come to the open side. Johns away to Loffrey. Can Loffrey come up with something? That was a mile forward. In actual fact, I thought he was going to call it a penalty, but he's saying it was an accidental forward pass.
Yeah, just a little bit clunky, that set of 6 there from the Knights. I thought the tackle prior, they had an opportunity to go out the back as we see Loffrey taking on the line on the last tackle. And that was a dead set, blatant forward pass. Very lucky to get away with that one. But the Knights, just something's missing at the moment. They're just not clicking with their attacking structures. It's just hurting.
A bit disjointed, particularly the start of the second half. Plenty of opportunities to promote second phase for both teams. Just haven't got the runners at the moment. This time Hamlin goes forward, leaves Starling in his way. Better than that, he goes straight through in one side and out the other. What a great run by the lock forward and Gabe Hamlin. And now it's the Rabbitohs on the attack, and back on the field is Topper Avea. He too put a big dent in the Knights. They're rolling down the middle of the field, and not surprisingly, Hunt's on the back of it. A little pocket rocket scooting out of dummy half on the 5th tackle. Could have easily been a penalty. What have the Rabbitohs got? Bouncing out of tackles. This time they turn it over. Halfback and Letty seen some opportunity, just couldn't quite control the football again.
Yeah, scrambling defence there from the Newcastle Knights was spot on, and in particular Matt Cooper, the fullback, as Hunt once again split them through the middle of the field. He ended up making that try-saving tackle one-on-one, stayed at marker, fed back into the line, and unfortunately the South Sydney Rabbitohs couldn't finish off the set with a high finish. The Knights survive.
Familiar face there we've seen on our screens. Paddy Richards. There he is again. What a great player Paddy was. Now running the blue shirt for the Rabbitohs. Here with Coach Ben Rogers. Assistant Coach Ben Rogers, I should say. Now they're centre field. That might be a reason why we're seeing such great kickoffs. Maybe Paddy Richards is having an effect, you would think. 1-on-1 together there.
Wasn't he an exponent of the kickoff? It was unbelievable.
Master. Now Davies plays the ball on the 5th tackle, short of the halfway line. Knights trying to peg back this deficit. Good kick pressure again. Starling put a good kick in. This should be a knock-on, I would have thought, from the Rabbitohs. And once again, they've ruled it knock back. Stroke of luck for the Rabbitohs. They're very slow getting back on side from this kick.
Yeah, the game's just in the balance at the moment. It was a good set of 6 from the Newcastle Knights. They got to their kick, found the grass, good kick chase. Now they just need to aim up here in this set defensively.
Slow play the ball by the Rabbitohs, and now they've come centre field with a good strong carry by the winger in Shiak Wise. Very strong through that centre third, the Rabbits. Manowski now on the field. Hiroti. Defence by the Knights strong, and not surprisingly, it's Jack Johns and Dawson have been the 2 main aggressors in defence. Good kick under pressure. Right back into the in-goal. Mitch Andrews has to retreat. The ball, he's under pressure. Good kick chase there, Nathan Feen. That's a good indicator for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, great set where they were struggling a little bit too, the Rabbitohs, to get out of their own end. It was a fantastic kick as we see the Knights make some good metres up this left-hand edge. It was a great response there from the Rabbitohs. They really want this one. They don't want to start this season 0-3.
Knights still working their way off their own line. This time is the big boy in Puliavaya, who is their main go-forward player for the Knights. Starling gets away to Johns. There's some space out there for the Knights too if they can move it quickly. Heath Gibbs, a little flick pass out the back to McIntyre. Wrapping around the back, he's dragged down on the 5th tackle.
Go 5.
Johns at +1 kick here. He'll have the breeze at his back. He's skewed it across field. The Knights kick chases reasonably steady. Once again, just might need to think about their options on the 5th, either it's an attacking kick or it's a deeper kick.
And it was the position on the field where they ended up, Frankie. 5th tackle on the sideline makes for a very hard kick, and that coupled with the kick pressure that the Rabbitohs got on Johns just made it an awkward end of the set of 6 for the Newcastle Knights as they come up with a great defensive play. Tom Starling under the football. Great little hit, trying to inspire his team to get some energy and get back into this one. They just need to build some pressure down the right end of the field, don't they, Frank?
Yep.
Just look like they're forcing things a little bit, chasing the points at the moment. Just need a cool head. And I think it's got to come from Johns or that man on screen, Loffrey, just to take control. Get a repeat set of 6 if they can, if they don't score points.
Agree, Loffrey's got to come into the game. We're going to see Jack Johns still being the conductor out there. That man, Starling, he is the leader in every facet of the game for the Knights, both the training and out on the field. So he's a terrific young fellow with a big future. He'd love to be about 2 foot taller. Won't stop him though. Here's the Knights on the attack. Could have easily been a penalty. The referee called a couple of players out of it and playing the advantage for the Knights. Set up centre field. Now we're seeing Dylan Clark on the field. We'll do a bit of ball playing for the Knights. Plays it 8 metres out. Starling to Puliavea. Out the back to Loffrey. Moves it quickly now to Braden Musgrave. It's a real handful with ball in hand. Short on the short side there, the Rabbitohs. And that's where Matt Cooper went to have a crack. Good defence, though, by the Rabbitohs. He's lost it there. Well, it was a 50-51. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, they just need a bit of luck with those 50-50 calls. They've got one there. Hosking with the ball now. They have to tap and go, but that's as good as a repeat set there. Tackle 5.
Hold the line.
If they don't get a try here, I'd love to see Loffrey just dribble one into the in goal for that repeat set of 6.
Something we haven't seen today. It'd be nice to see how they could do it. Drop out set of 6. Here's the Knights short ball on there. This is going to be a try to the Knights. John's got a short pass. McIntyre's actually caught short. He was celebrating like he scored it, and now he's lost it. There'll be a hand in there, crowding around the ruck. There's a couple of different penalties they could have given him.
Great urgency from the Rabbitohs on the line. It was Adam Dewey. Fantastic strength to hold up the big man in McIntyre, running a great line off Johns. I thought he was over for all money, but he just had other ideas, didn't he? The Knights, another repeat set of 6.
Dylan Clark with the football. The Knights can be the next to score. We've got a ball game on. Starling back to Loffrey. Short ball to Hosking. Brave run, he had big numbers in front of him and did a good job to hold on to the football. Plays it a metre out. Starling out the back to Jack Johns. Jack Johns played back to Cooper, who wasn't quite ready for it, but he's still taken some advantage from it. Stepping back in behind the ruck. Dragged down centre field a metre out. Set up deep on the left-hand side to Loffrey. Loffrey dummies to Hoskin, gets to Musgrave on the outside. Little flick pass to Andrews, and Andrews wrapped up a metre out. Musgrave looks like he might have been injured as he passed that football. Starling is deep, no, but not too many options to play with. Gets the ball away to Clark, who run behind one of his own players. Referee said play on. Last tackle, 6 metres out. Clean bowl there. Starling went straight through his legs. Little kick in behind. Finish to the set wasn't quite good enough for the Knights. The little grubber from Heath Gibbs just wasn't the finish they needed.
Just a bit of panic in their play at the moment, isn't it? Probably just looking at the scoreboard, down 22 points to 12, thinking they need to score. And it's just not quite clicking at the moment. Not the best option on the end, but it was great defence again, it must be said, from the Rabbitohs. For a team that's given up so many points over the opening 2 rounds, to come up with the defensive effort that they have today is just hats off to the coaching staff. But here's an error that will hurt.
Lucky they turned the football over there from the Knights' perspective, the Rabbitohs, because they were short on numbers. Braden Musgrave, as we're seeing right in front of you there, Emma Lawrence, has had to come from the field with an ankle injury. He's getting some attention to it. You could see they were short on a defender there. And there was big trouble for the Knights if the Rabbitohs are able to see that and move to the right-hand side.
Bit of an opportunity, but unfortunately they come up with another error. The Knights, to start the second half, were guilty of that, put themselves under pressure. Now the Rabbitohs have found themselves under the pump. The Knights get another crack, another opportunity to make things right here.
And Johns has the ball, who moves it quickly to Heath Gibbs. Gibbs skipping to the outside. Good defence by the Rabbitohs. Can the Knights do something about the 12-point deficit they currently trail? Play the ball 20 metres out centre field. John set up on the short side. They come to the open with King. A little play there. Had they been able to get the ball to Cooper, he had some space in front of him behind the ruck as well. Only dragged down. Saunders all over King. It's Davies with the ball. Will plays it 3 metres out centre field. Set up on both sides the Knights. They go to Johns' side. Face ball to Gibbs, who moves it quickly to the winger out the far side. Can he get it down? Can he what? The try once again to Cooker Smith. It'll be a double with an outstanding try in the first half. Got the ball, had plenty to do, able to come up with the right result.
Just possession down this end of the field has mounted the pressure, and the Rabbitohs on this occasion couldn't turn them away. Pretty simple play in the end, wasn't it? Just a shift out to the right-hand side of the football field. And Cooker Smith just punching a line just with too much determination there. Just propped off his right foot, and the covering defence weren't able to come across in time. The Knights are back.
He can find the try line, Dean Cooker Smith. We've seen the aerial version in the first half, and we've seen the footwork to finish in the second. Probably need to get a bit more ball to it.
Yeah, most definitely. They look good when they're coming onto the ball with a bit of depth. At times when they're close to the try line, they just look a little bit flat. Allows the defence to get up on you just that little bit quicker. On that occasion with the shift, just standing a little bit deeper, was able to bring on the outside players onto the football, so when they get their hands on the ball, they're at speed. Makes it so much harder to defend.
He's had some tough assignments in the kicking department today, Matt Cooper. He's had a couple right out on the sideline. The normal kicker being Kanoa Gudgeon. He was right up there in the point scoring for the competition after the first 2 rounds. This is a very tough kick, right in front of the Andrew Johns stand. It's taking him back about 25 metres and can't get much further towards that eastern touchline. Strikes had hit it quite well out across the front and right across the front, and not able to add the extra 2 points. The Knights have bounced back Emma Lawrence. She's just getting some information down there on the sideline. A bit happening down there. This is a pivotal time for the Knights. Must complete this set of 6, get down the other end.
It's game on at the moment, isn't it? You just feel the momentum just start to swing back the way of the Newcastle Knights, and it's come on the back of the errors from the Rabbitohs as they struggle now to get out of their own end of the field. Great kickoff again.
Yeah, once again we're seeing the Rabbitohs test their hand there from the kick restart, this time holding up in the breeze.
16 up, stand square marker, hold, go.
Puliavea going forward for the Knights. Good carry once again.
Now 16 up, get straight, hold, go.
Looking to shift the ball and move this big bunny defence around the ruck. McIntyre been a handful with the footy. John's starting to work his way into this game with 18 minutes to go. Starling gets it away to Johns, and he's in one side and out the other. He's got support on the inside to McIntyre. Over the 10, come into the try line. Brilliant tackle, drags him down. Only centimetres out. The Knights are still on the attack. Starling, he got coat hangered there. Referee said play on the 5th tackle. He is only tiny. What have the Knights got on the 5th tackle? Loffrey screamed for the ball. They decide to run it. Clark, good ball on the... come off the arm of one of the Knights' attackers. Opportunity missed by the Knights.
Definitely was, and that's when your halves need to demand the football. Last tackle after a big, long break. Great play in the early lead-up from Johns himself, drifting across the field, dropping players under, allowed Starling to get out of dummy half. All the momentum with the Knights, but you just need your halves dominating on the back of the set of 6. Repeat would have been the order of the day from Todd Lowry.
Dylan Clark's intention was to hit the winger then, and it was the right play. He was unmarked, just come off the arm of the Knights. A teammate on the inside. Well, it's the Rabbitohs trying to work their way through. Takamo. Tyrone once again's had limited opportunities. And that's the other winger. Shit Wise coming in. And you can see that they're relieving their forwards. Dowie will kick for space. A good kick too. Able to kick to the open country. The Knights have retreated back and picked it up. And better than that, good kick chased his own kick and put pressure on the Knights.
Yeah, that's inspirational stuff. Just trying to lift his side. Just feels that they're a little bit flat at the moment. There he is again, doubling up. Can he make 3 in a row?
Cooper Smith's got a double. Here's Matt Cooper's dangerous. He's broken out one side, gone in one and out the other. And now he gets to the inside to Mitch Andrews. Once again, the Rabbitohs are desperate in defence and drag him down. This time it was the halfback in Letty. Knights on the attack. Loffrey away to Starling. Rabbitohs have done a pretty good job to number up and scramble. Short pass to Matt Cooper. And Cooper will score. That's his 4th try in 2017. He put the big dent in them in the middle. Followed up a beautiful ball by Starling, and the Knights are back into it.
Yeah, really worrying signs, I'd imagine, for Ryan Carr, the coach of the South Sydney side. They're just getting a little bit sloppy in and around the ruck. Here it was, that man, Matt Cooper, who ends up scoring the try down the other end. Just too quick out of dummy half there, not controlling the tackle, the Rabbitohs' defence. And this time they kept the composure. They come out to the left, and then Tom Starling, the man who's been the leader for them all day, just drifting back across the field. Cooper hitting a great line in behind the ruck, and the Rabbitohs just at 6s and 7s weren't able to come across and stop that little play there. And the Newcastle Knights with all the momentum, 22-18, kick to come from in front.
It's a beautiful line, Matt Cooper, so quick in those first couple of steps into the defensive line.
They did everything right, didn't they? The Rabbitohs, they completed that set. Great kick, great chase. But just on tackle 3 or 4, they just got a little bit sloppy in and around the ruck. Just that contact just wasn't there. And you could just sense the Knights just sniffing it out. Cooper in, getting some dummy half running going, which made the initial bust.
He's normally the goal kicker, but he might be a bit gassed. He's decided to give Jack Johns the kick from in front. It's expected you kick it, so there's not a lot of advantage.
That's where you want to kick him from, though, Frankie.
I was good from in front, and that was it. So Jack Johns now. Add the extra 2 points. There's a ball game back on now, Emma Lawrence.
Certainly is. How good is Matt Cooper? When the Knights are doing something exciting, he is always involved. He got a double in the first week. Last week, he got a try, 207 metres in attack and 6 tackle breaks as well. The only bad news for the Knights at the moment is that it looks like Braden Musgrove won't be back. They're still assessing just to the extent of that injury, but they've told me it's very unlikely that he'll be back today.
Knights are down on troops. We're down only the 2 interchange down there at the moment. So it'll be a good effort. Here's some space for them on the outside. Mitch Andrews from King gets the ball. Knights have got players back on the inside. Can he link up with them? He gets it away to Loffrey. Loffrey's backed himself. Rabbitohs defence coming through. Inside to the front rower, and King, what are you doing there? That's a try to the Knights. You're not meant to see a front rower run the length of the field and score back on the inside, are you, Nathan Feen?
He hasn't come from the dead ball line up the end of the field, has he, to support his outside man? That is unbelievable. The Knights with all the momentum. He's done the carry. He's doing ball playing as well. Has King to put Andrews away down this sideline, backing up through the middle. Loffrey had a crack at him. Dewey coming, making them throw just that one more pass, and it was that man, King, that started it all with the initial pass down the other end off the kickoff. Fantastic ball playing from the front rower. Outstanding, but all on the back of the 5 penalties and 5 errors, it must be said, from the South Sydney Rabbitohs to start this second half. They're paddling at the moment.
That was outstanding. Cameron King, ball playing from a kick return, the big front rower. The Knights then go downfield, back on the inside, he scored. They're good long range from coast to coast, the Knights. That's their 5th try from that side of the halfway line, the most in the comp this year. Now Jack Johns has the ball placed. Knights back in front, 24-22. This kick important. Strikes it well too. He's got a bit of everything in his game. Jack Johns. 26-22. Well, that was outstanding stuff from the Knights.
Outstanding player, right? That kick-off again, just thrown up there, but the Knights on this occasion decide to attack right from the get-go. They've just got all the momentum with them at the moment. Very hard to stop at this level. Rabbitohs just really need to stand up defensively. To swing the momentum, you need to get it done with your defence.
This time they go a bit deeper with that kick-off. They didn't go for the Pat Richards type kick. And here's the try scorer. He'll be crowing about that. He got one last week as well. Cameron King plays the ball. Here's Puliavea. Nico goes forward. Plays at 22 metres out. Johns just conducting things out there now. Back inside to Davies. Starling centre field. Looking for runners. Happy just to steal any metres he can.
Go for.
Back to Loffrey, who thought about the kick. Now he's going to run it. McIntyre, he juggled it and he turned it over. I think the first thought was the right one for the Knights to kick and get out of that end. Turned the footy over after points once again. Giving the Bunnies an opportunity. Manowski has it 28 metres out. It's been all Knights in attack the last 10 minutes or so. Look at the Rabbitohs though. Big strong run here by Puliavea. Nearly made his way right down to the try line. A desperate tackle at the back while Matt Cooper dragged him down. Hunt gets it away. Now they go to the outside with O'Connor. Knights defenders in front of him. Everett drags him down a couple of metres out. Not a lot to play with back on the inside here. This Rabbitohs, they're a little bit jaded. Short on gas. 10 minutes to go. It's a strange play, the ball, lucky to get away with it. But here's a chance. Can the Knights hold him out? Double movement, you would think. No, he's short, probably lucky he would have been penalised. Puliavea. They got numbers on the outside. They juggle the ball. It'll be knocked on by the Rabbitohs with the try line wide open for Hiroti.
Scramble defence of the Newcastle Knights. You've just got to take your hats off to them there. They were shot to pieces. And then just the juggle. Wasn't able to control the football. It was try for all money out on that left-hand edge.
Play the ball.
Great scramble there by Kuka Smith. He knew he was short, he was backpedaling, and he just put enough indecision in between the pass. And the Rabbitohs under some pressure.
Well, he did what his centre did. He come in. You know, and the Knights have struggled out on that left-hand edge on a few occasions throughout this game and, of course, last week, where they're just making different decisions.
Yeah, that was a tough carry there by Davies. The ball was behind him. Had to turn, take the ball, turn his ribs back in the defensive line. He knew that Manowski was going to put one on him, and he did that. Just like his father, who played for the Newcastle Knights as well, in Paul Davies. Tough as teak, happy to do the job. That's the type of dedication the Knights need, especially if they're going to come away with a victory today.
Hold for the tap. Wait for him to get behind you. Hold for it. Go.
Now they come centre field. McIntyre, who's been super in his first couple of games in the season 2017. I don't think he likes the back row, but he's doing a good job there. Now Puliavea's turned it over. Ball control's a major issue.
Certainly is, Frankie, and you just feel that there's going to be a few more twists and turns in this one over the last 8 minutes. Just a simple error, really. Just a hit up. Really need to hold on to that. Concentration needs to be spot on.
Hold here, Knights.
Tavali come there in on the ball. It was pretty simple, though. Just probably didn't respect the ball in the contact zone. Going to be the Rabbitohs that bounce back. Here's a strong run. He is their key, Campbell Graham.
Newcastle here. Hold. Hold. Go. One.
Now they go centre field. Tavali with the football.
Off the arm. Hold here. Hold. Go
Referee Todd Smith just trying to keep that ruck clean. Here's a spirited charge. Saunders. Quick play the ball too, meaning they're on the attack. Here's Mono back on the field. Plays at centre field. Now there's some space for the Rabbitohs on the end. They turn it back inside. Good low tackle there by Starling. And really honest for the Knights again. Fifth tackle. Dowie's got the ball, goes to the line, little kick in behind. Oh, Cooper, soft hands was brilliant. Another relieving penalty for the Knights.
Eight's in front of the kicker.
Just in front of the kicker. Great hands from Cooper, wasn't it? Under all sorts of pressure. In the end, it turned out that the chasing player was offside. Fui Maono.
Referee got that one spot on, right in front. Now the Knights will get some relief. Geez, strange kick, it went nearly backwards. Made about half a metre.
That wind is swirling, Frankie.
Jack Johns went for an interesting... Maybe that used to being down this end. He thought we'd keep him there and start the set. Dylan Clark didn't enjoy it because he had the first hit up after it. Penalty will be coming in. The referee called the second marker out. Maybe he dropped out of play and Gibbs will play it. Now here's Cameron King. Surely we'll see that on the highlights reel. Good carry too by the big bopper. Thought about passing and put it under his jumper. Now Starling will scoot out of there. He too is scheming across field. So to McIntyre. Good metres from the Knights.
That's 4! 6 off the ball! 4.
Starling out of dummy half. He's been dangerous. Once again, oh, this time Davies had to lean back and pick the footy up again. And he was absolutely crunched by Fuamaono. Oh, that hurts. The last one hurt. That one hurt a lot more, and now the Bunnies have the ball. Still getting up Davies.
Have a look at this. He was levelled.
Oh. Thanks for coming. Look at that.
Right in the ribs, Frankie.
How's the whiplash? And now he's got the ball in hand. He wants to hurt him in attack and defence. Fuamaono plays at centre field. Hunt running out of options. But there's Dowie once again. Good low tackle. Chopped him down there by Jack Johns. Both teams are running out of gas with 5 to go. Space on the edge. The winger come in and did a good job as well, Cooker Smith. Put enough pressure on Hirochi to stop him. Long pass on the 5th, hits the deck. He's dangerous here, Dowie puts it back. Still the 5th tackle. Rabbitohs can come up with a result. Ball back to the inside. Kick. Knights might have... No, nearly turned it over. That was brilliant by Loffrey. It was going to be a knock-on. Had a defender on him, knocked the ball back to the fullback in Cooper.
Yeah, good presence of mind, wasn't it? He cleaned up the kick, juggled it, and flicked it back to Cooper, who he knew he was going to be back there on tackle 5 coming across for the Newcastle Knights. Working really hard, really important. They get to the end of this set of 6.
Unlucky not to get a penalty there, the Knights. Thought the tackle might have been a little bit high. Referee said play on. Now they go centre field. Dawson plays the ball. Good kick from Starling after that quick play the ball. Finds touch. It wasn't quite a 40-20, but it wasn't far away from it. He's got some great spatial awareness and footy-wise. We're seeing young Will Davies here. He ended up getting an interchange. Little wink to the camera. I reckon inside he's hurting like hell.
Most definitely. It was a cracking hit, wasn't it? Here it is again. Oh, Fuamaono. Under the rib cage. Usa.
He's had one earlier. I think he got him on both tackles in both sets of ribs. He might be needing some ice tonight. I tell you, if you knew his father, Paul Davies, that's exactly what he was all about.
Time's on!
Now he's played footy tomorrow, Will Davies. Now the Knights have got to defend and the Rabbitohs have got to come up with something in attack, and they've done that. Out to the outside again. This halfback is dangerous for them in Leddy. Good metres from the first play the ball. Another strike weapon for them is their skipper, Campbell Graham. The referee called hell. He still threw him on the ground. Speed of the line, very good in defence. Up quickly on Tavali.
Hold, go 3.
They're trying to go forward. It's Kolo Matangi.
No markers, 4.
The markers means that Hunt's out of there. Short pass, good defence by the Knights on Saunders. 5th tackle, do they go to the air? Or a repeat set of 6, a little grubber in behind. Gee, the fullback's been good for the Knights. And he's going to counter punch as well, Cooper. Always in the right position, and he is so dangerous with the footy.
He just seems to have so much time on his hands, doesn't he, old Matt Cooper? Positioned himself perfectly there. One pass inside, the shift out to the left. And the kick come from Dowie. He was able to clean it up and return with some interest. Start his set off in the right frame for the Newcastle Knights. They just need to get down the other end of the field. Big kick and big chase on the back of this set.
Here's Dawson. You can see that he's turned the football over. That's crucial. It's hard at the back end for these blokes, these young blokes, because some of them haven't played. Some of them only played 60 minutes. I know Loffrey hadn't played more than 60 minutes in a game up until round 1 against the Warriors. So this last 10 minutes, 20 minutes for them can be very difficult, as we see Matt Cooper right at the back getting some attention. He's struggling. He's covered some metres once again. His average metres over 200. Last week was 207. He must be up there again.
He'd definitely be up there. He's had a fine game today, but his side needs him to get it done defensively. They need him out on the park. He's been so good at the back, just with his positional play to end the set of 6. Snuff out the Rabbitohs kicking game.
15 hit-ups for him in this game. Here's a danger time for the Rabbitohs. I thought Hosking might have come up with it. O'Connor did a good job to retreat and pick it up. At a dummy half now is Takamo. Can he produce something for the Rabbits? 90 seconds to go. They trail by 4 points. In front row, some ball playing on the outside. He dummied one himself, Saunders. Here's Hunt. Deep, short pass. Too much for the Rabbitohs. Tavali had a tough one down low to take. The Knights' defence hold up.
Hold. Go 0. Shoot is good. Shoot is good. 1-0.
Can the Knights complete this last 60 seconds and come away with a victory? Can the Rabbitohs turn it over and get the football back? Here's Dawson once again, good defence. He's turned it over backwards. Hosking was there to pick it up. Tell you what, the coaches, they deserve a medal in this grade. That King plays it. 42 metres out. John's nice and calm, goes forward, puts pressure on the defensive line. Great run by Jack Johns. He plays it. Loffrey. Away to Clark. Good tackle down low there by Letty. 5th tackle. What have the Knights got as an option? Kicking towards the touchline. Deep. If it stays in, it'll be a great kick. Unfortunately, it runs dead for the Knights, meaning 7 tackles. An opportunity here for the Rabbitohs, Nathan Fain.
Yeah, just having a look at the Newcastle Knights defensively. They've got their line set. One more big set of 6 here. The Rabbitohs will try and throw everything at them. Hunt at a dummy half. Just watch him. Any sniff of one marker and he's out of there.
This is going to be the last opportunity. I don't think they've kept an eye on the clock here, the Rabbitohs. They didn't get another opportunity. That'll be full time. The Newcastle Knights 26 defeats South Sydney Rabbitohs 22.